Cool? Are we good? Hi! It's the Taurus full moon. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I don't normally come on at this time, so I'm sure a lot of you are like, what's going on? Why is she here? Well, I was being called to come here and deliver this message for all those who are interested, for all those who would like to listen, for all those who would like to know. If you would be interested, you can book a reading over on the website, rubyreadstarot.com. Check out the list of services available there. You guys have been asking me about my skincare regime, the products that I use. Head over to the website. They're all available there. And if you purchase there, you get 10% discount. Just saying. Right, so Venusian full moon. Venus is all over this. This is all about the pleasure. This is all about what feels good, what tastes good, what do you want to eat, where do you want to go, what do you want to wear. This energy of this full moon. Let's think of pleasure. Let's think of guilty pleasures. Let's think of not so guilty pleasures. Let's think of all of the things that we know that we want, all of the things that we know that we like. And let's own it. Life has aspects which times are about pleasure. It's not about anything other than what you find satiating, what you find fulfilling, what you find gives you that extra boost of energy, the things that you want. This is that full moon for it. This is that full moon to be so completely honest about the pleasure without denying it, without disowning it, without saying, hey, it's not so important. Actually, it really is. 5 of Cups, right off the bat. This is suggesting there needs to be a change in perspective. If you continue to focus on what was gone, what was spilled, what was bad, what was full of poison, you're not enjoying the moment. And there's something about spiritual evolution with this full moon. Because let's be honest, Taurus, the Hierophant, seeks for the truth, seeks for the higher connection, seeks for meaning, seeks for purpose. Now, if you're here being distracted by what was, what's gone, what is no longer, you're not really focusing on the solution. You're not really focusing on what is, what's good, what you can work with, what can get you to where you need to get to. So, let's really look at what it is that we need to shift our attention from. Where is it that there needs to be a perspective shift? Where is it that there needs to be more focus put on what's working, what's functioning, what's good, in order to really get you to where you need to be? Like, look, I've said this, Sun being in Scorpio, Mercury being in Scorpio, you're gonna have a lot of, I think, opinions or a lot of unnecessary noise, chatter, really trying to belittle you, to make it out as if you are not what you are, you're not worth what you're worth. As someone who's had to deal with this since 2020, and I know that ultimately all of this is just a test, it's really, really important for everyone to kind of break it down a little bit. If you yourself are reaffirming what you are hearing from an external, you are being programmed. This is programming 101. Nobody needs to be so naive to be led astray. You don't owe anyone anything over you. It's more a case that in this energy, if you really choose, you can make yourself more important than anyone else without the guilt, the shame, the fear of doing so. If there are belittling, contradicting emotions designed to draw your attention away from what functions, what's good, what's working, then you got to kind of ask yourself, are you really using your energy correctly? Are you really using your energy wisely? Is this really the best way for you to function? Is this really the best way for you to progress and move forward? If there is a moment where you are kind of focusing on the loss, please know that you are only hindering and delaying your own progress. It's now time to brazenly, shamelessly, without guilt, without fear, focus on what's functioning. Focus on what's going to get you where you need to get to. You don't need to focus on spilt cups and the contents of which may well be poison. Poison for you, not good for you, because they're clearly a distraction. It's almost like a deliberate standstill in time with your head hung. Shame, shame. Where does this shame come from? Where does this guilt come from? Where is this programming really about? You are allowed to progress. And the only way that you do that is the minute you decide to adjust your focus and shift your focus to where it's supposed to be. And ultimately, that's got to be where you're going. Now, if you are to use this full moon as, I don't need to pull 1,000 cards. I can give you your whole reading with this one card. If there is anything, any advice that I can give with this card, with this energy, this prominent energy that's come up, I will say to you, you need a plan. You need an escape strategy. You need a route. You need a bit of research. You need to sit down with this full moon and look at where your attention's been and how that's not really going to progress you anywhere or get you where you need to be. And then you need to write out a plan of exactly where you aim to be at the end of this year, what you've accomplished by then, and how you design 2024 moving forward. 2023 has been a lot of really necessary lessons for a lot of very important people. Now, if you're that person here watching, you're that person that needs to hear this message. Wherever your attention has not been in the right place. Okay, you need to focus on what is working, what is good, what's going to stand the test of time, what is solid, what's going to get you to where you need to get to. Because all of this other attention, even allowing yourself a slither of leeway to focus on shit that you know is not serving you, is not functional to anything or anyone, so get your attention off of it, because that's not progress. And ultimately, what are we here to do? Discipline, train, and elevate into a higher state of consciousness. Let's get some more messages for this Taurus full moon. For the highest and best of all involved. I think that card wanted to come out. That's Knight of Wands. There is movement, there is messages, there are offers, there are opportunities. There are a lot of different things that you are gonna be experiencing, kind of saving the day. This is a bit of a fiery message. It's a substantial message, however. I feel like there is this element. I want to say element. Could be a person, could be whatever. There is something with this full moon that's going to bring a spark of energy. It could be a message. It doesn't have to be. I see it as the right kind of motivation, the right kind of inspiration, the right kind of energy, Nine of Pentacles, to get you in a place of security. This is what I mean when I say pleasure. Okay, this is exactly what I mean when I say pleasure. The Nine of Pentacles, card of Virgo. Taurus is all about the pleasure. It's all about knowing, the higher knowing, right? Taurus wants to connect, to communicate. Taurus wants to elevate to a higher state of consciousness. There might be affirming self-talk. There might be self-concept, all of the bubble of the above. All of this kind of needs a reallocation to something that kind of feels like this. There is a lot, and this is reminding me of the Venus in Virgo, Uranus in Taurus trines, Jupiter in Taurus. I don't know why I just said Jupiter in Taurus. I feel as if there is an element of being able to attain a lot of financial stability through how you're willing to look at yourself. The message is that. That's simply what the message is. It's how right now are you deliberately viewing yourself? And if so, where is this guilt, shame, fear, lack mentality, fear of loss, fear of missing out even? Where is all of this coming from? Because I want to say to you that there is almost like gist, this matchstick, this illumination moment that's really going to help you not only get realigned with what's truly important for you, but if you really just kind of choose to focus on pleasure and let pleasure be the operative word for you for this full moon while you're just meditating on this energy, do one thing. I'm not going to take these cards. I will take this one, however. Some of you might be finding that this full moon energy is not so energizing. It's more so, it's pulling energy from you. It's a little bit depleting. And I say this because there is a necessary need for you to get into the alternate realms. A state akin to sleep, so that you can visualize, so that you can manifest more clearly. There is a need to slow down, and there is a need to rest, and there is a need to really look at some of the patterns that are playing out in your life right now. If you are willing to stop, if you are willing to seek what you don't know, you will have achieved the purpose of this full moon. If you are willing to slow down enough to really look at some of the details, patterns, the intricacies, the familiar bits to the story that you already know of. I'm going to take these, and I'm going to take this. Lots of knights here, lots of different energies, lots of different people. That's Knight of Cups. That's the Page of Pentacles. That's the King of Swords. And that is the Hanged Man. There seems to be this energy of assertiveness with this full moon. I'm just seeing a lot of offers, a lot of information, a lot of emotional outreach, even like financial opportunities being brought to you. There is something about you being a little bit analytical here though. There is something about you needing to slow down, really ponder, really illuminate the truth to yourself first and foremost, and then connect with everything around you. Because the minute you're willing to remember that you are part of the fabric, part of the intricate tapestry, the minute that you are willing to really connect into that energy of oneness, you will find that not only does your natural need for assertion go up, not only does the offers start coming in, but your perspective is going to shift naturally once you've got the right motivation in front of you. And so, I don't think this can be any clearer. Piscean energy, slow down, think, illuminate, look. This full moon energy is about reconnecting with wealth. And there is a need for you to look from an experienced eye, react from a well-considered, well-thought, well-pondered state of mind. I'm not telling you to be on your guard with this King of Swords. I am telling you, however, just be a little bit more analytical about the stuff that's going on around you. A little bit more assertive. Because if you're consistently focused on something that you know is not necessarily good for you, there is energy of people that are trying to come in to offer you, to bring you messages, emotional outreach, financial outreach, but it's all about you readjusting where exactly you are on the side of this scale. Are you this Five of Cups, or are you this Knight of Pentacles? And I guess this is where the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords energy is kind of saying to you, listen, there are really good opportunities right now for you to get very, very honest and truthful and brazen and brave and fearless about yourself, if you are willing to cut out the crap and drop the baggage. And I think a lot of sense that's going to come from you being a lot more assertive about you is going to happen once you decide to take a bit of a break away from whatever it is that is stealing your energy or your attention. And I say stealing loosely because when you're offering your attention to something, is it really stealing? I don't think so. Four of Cups and the Chariot. This full moon is going to push you forward, emotionally speaking, rather forcefully, out of a bit of a stuck emotional place. Emotionally speaking, if you have been bored, if you've been waiting for the next piece of the puzzle, if you have been really fixated on shit that you know that you really don't want, use this Chariot energy, this Cancerian cardinal emotional push forward to drive your life with that plan that I was talking about, with a lot more assertiveness, away from a place that you shouldn't be focused on right now. I can't stress it enough, Four of Swords and the Hanged Man. If this moon is feeling depleting, please look at where it is that your energy is being fixated. And I can't stress this enough as well. A lot of you are focused on the wrong stuff right now, on the wrong people. If there are things in your life, if there are battles in your life that you know that you have to overcome, instead of worrying about the battle as such, why are you not affirming your win? This is mastery. This is alchemy. And I think it is so much mental discipline that is being asked of you right now. You're really being asked to be super heavily assertive about where your focus is at and how dissatisfying it's been for you. And if it is dissatisfying for you, then please know that you are, with every single ounce of potential, able to create a lot more abundance for you, however that may look. Because I think this weekend, like I already said in reading last night, is going to be full of a lot of characters, a lot of different energies, all offering, you know, all giving, all being at service. It's a service energy. All you've got to do is make the emotional cardinal decision to push forward in a direction that you know is going to be a little bit wild. This might be the adventure that you need. And if you're mentally strong enough, and if you're diligent enough, and if you are willing to be assertive enough, you don't have time to be bored, because there's way too much other stuff that you need to be doing, part and parcel in preparation, while you've been given this downtime to focus on what the fuck are you doing with your life. This is where you need to be. This is where it's got to be at, and it's not going to come without this element of a really harsh energy. And this harsh energy is kind of going to say to you, I love you, naked ladies. Where was I? Smoking the finest reefer. Assertiveness. Assertiveness, guys. Assertiveness. You can't look from Manifestation Hack 101. I'm just going to give this away right now. When you see something playing out in your 3D that you don't like, you have to instantly affirm the opposite. Instantly affirm the opposite. Just trust me. In that second, you have the power to shift things up if you give it enough practice, if you give yourself enough power, if you give yourself enough importance. If you are someone who's lingering here in the pits of shit, if you are someone here who is lingering on losses, if you are someone here who is lingering on things that you know you can't change, you are being given the opportunity to transmute it all up in your mind by allocating the necessary energy and attention and where it needs to go. Because you know how we do, naked ladies. I hope you have been too. All right, let's get some more energies for this full moon in Taurus. I think this is really clear instructions. I'm not going to take the ones that fell downwards. I'm going to take the ones that fell upwards. This is the Ace of Cups. And we got the Seven of Swords. Listen, don't cheat yourself out of an emotional win right now. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Trust me when I tell you, if you are to use this full moon as legit straight up the mastery that I'm telling you all about, it's about your pleasure. You don't need to feel any guilt in drawing in pleasure into your life right now. The only thing is you're going to have to be a little bit more assertive and a little bit more I don't even like the word defensive, but it's almost like you're going to be protective. You've got to be so much more protective of your goods, because if you're not careful, someone will try and knock that cup over. And I don't think we're doing that anymore. We're kind of over the spilt cup nonsense, no? I mean, if you're over it, you're over it. If not, crack on. But what I think is really, really important to notice right now is that there is an element of mastery that's needed. Hugs all. It's a big hug right back. Thank you, Jennifer. Don't get cheated out of a full cup. Don't cheat yourself out of a full cup. That's why I keep reiterating, this is a full moon of pleasure. This is the full moon of seeking the goods. This is the full moon of not allowing your own devils to spook you. This is Scorpio season and we are going into Halloween weekend. So be very, very aware of the fact that yes, there are energies around you that might not necessarily... Listen, we know the script, this is life. There's going to be all of those negative energies that don't necessarily want to see you do good, but what do we do in the face of that? We do it anyway. We succeed anyway. So here you are, being asked to redirect, to refocus, to take a break, to just seek out pleasure this weekend for this full moon. And you might find that for some of you, that's actually quite difficult to turn off. It's actually really quite difficult to switch off, turn off, just let it be. Enjoy this full moon, find the balance and the boundaries and the give and take, and see what it is you can do to use this full moon to find that pleasure, to find the truth of who you are. Queen of Pentacles energy in the moon. This moon is going to illuminate a lot of truth about you, about how you view yourself, what you're willing to do to prioritize yourself, how important you see yourself, your self-talk, and all of the rest of it. This full moon is asking you to get organized, to make a plan, to readjust, to realign, to be honest with yourself. How important are you? How important do you consider yourself to be? How much of the chaos and the ruckus that has been going on around you that may not necessarily have been your fault, but has been present because you haven't been able to silence your mind. If you can do that one thing, silence your mind so much so to the point where you become one with the universe. This is a meditation, and now I'm going to lose a lot of people here because I'm not going to focus on this, but those of you that are here, I need you to listen to this specifically. If you are reiterating a situation in your mind that you know is coming from a lackful place, please know that you created it yourself. Please use this full moon to create the opposite. The same way you can create bad for yourself is exactly the same way you can create good for yourself. There's something about you affirming to yourself your power beforehand. If things had been illuminated about your success, if things had been hidden about your success, if things had been hidden about how you feel about yourself, if things had been hidden about just your general progress in life, then please know that this full moon is going to be illuminating a lot of things, including where it is that you might need to get really passionate and focus with an intent obsessiveness about what you know life is really about for you. Virgo energy, and the Ace of Cups. Boundaries is going to be a really important thing. A lot of you guys are going to have to maintain your boundaries. Like, you're not giving too much of yourself away and you have enough energetically reserved for yourself. This could be financially speaking as well as, I don't know, attention wise. There is a need, however, for you to be very open to receiving offers. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of offers that are available to you this weekend. A lot of people making invitations, emotional messages, opportunities for making finance. The thing with this full moon is, if you're not willing to recognize your own importance, if you're not willing to recognize your own power, if you are affirming the correctness, if you are using this Taurian energy to seek the truth, to find the truth, to connect, right? It's about being connected. It's about being connected to Earth, to Gaia, to what you like. And the easiest and the best way to do that is go through pleasure. Seek it through pleasure. Today, use this energy to just do things that are pleasurable for you and those around you. You will see that the operant energy here is the self. It's the self that is keeping one stuck, one limited, one in a place of discontentment. And contentment was a big one yesterday for yesterday's reading. And I think a lot of you are going to have to accept that there is going to have to be a doubling down on diligence, on assertiveness, especially when it comes to where your attention is and where your energy goes. Where focus goes, energy grows. You know what I mean? You might need some downtime to connect. And I think ultimately Leo energy, Pisces energy, it's really important to remember that there is a level of mastery that needs to take place here. Please don't allow yourself to be robbed of your own good by focusing on shit that's irrelevant. And I think a lot of you are going to find that you are streamlining really quickly beyond what you are finding unsatisfying at the moment. This negative energy is looming and it's lingering, and I have been saying it and I have been stressing it. Please sage, please take care of yourselves, please do all of the cleansing rituals. It is Scorpio season, the veils are thin. They don't say this is spooky season for no reason. So make sure that the spiritual hygiene is all the way. Like I would cleanse the crystals, I would do the saging and the Palo Santo of the house, I would do like prayers of protection. But more so than anything, I think use this full moon to really illuminate and get still and look at the things that you want. This full moon does promise a lot of different energies coming in to offer you, to make offers to you, to provide to you, to be in service with you, which is nice. And this is why I started this reading with the word pleasure, because it is about pleasure. But you've kind of got to be in the right state of mind before you can be accepting and willing to really embody and digest pleasure. And so there is something here about filling your own cup full, making an emotional decision that might mean that you're taking charge, letting yourself get away with the time that you need to slow down. Because ultimately, the courage that you show now and the strength that you show now is ultimately going to determine how willing you are to protect that cup. What was hidden, this moon is going to illuminate, and what you find out is going to help you shift your perspective, at least to what's working. And so if you do nothing else with this full moon, rest and focus on what you know you want, on what's good, and affirm your success in it. Don't even think about what's not good and what's not working. Use this full moon to really pull into that. All right, guys, I think that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon. If you would be interested, you can book a reading with me on rubyreadstarot.com. Take a look at the list of services available there. This full moon is going to ask you to just slow down and enjoy yourself. And that's really cool energy, if you ask me. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your love and your comments. Have a beautiful full moon. I'll catch you guys soon. Take it easy.